Hello.
How are you today?
So far, so good. How are you?
Tired, 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 tired. But what else is new? Alrighty. So, welcome everybody to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up just because we asked you to. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. What are you waiting for? Okay, so let's see if I can find our show so that I can subscribe. Not subscribe, what am I saying? So I can like the show. On the docket today, we have Thousand Pound Best Friend, Season 1, Episode 2, Large and in Charge. What'd you think about the show, Jamal?
I thought it was good. I learned a lot, and it looks like you may be right about Vanessa's sister.
Yeah, she was over the top today with sorry, in this particular episode. Like she was blatant in her sabotaging.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I was looking at it, and then when you see it, and then Vanessa said it, I was like, wow, Demi was spot on this one.
But who lives with who?
Uh, Vanessa lives with Jackie.
Okay. Why wouldn't she want to have her own place with her children? I want to know the backstory of why exactly that she's there. Because with what's the with Megan, she said it was financial. Is the reason why she was living with Tina.
hmm Well, Vanessa said they've always lived together, so for some reason, I think there's some sort of codependence there. That's what I'm picking up on. I could be wrong, but based on what Vanessa said, like she's the one who takes care of everyone. They've always lived together. Um, Jackie like takes care of the grocery shopping, the cleaning, all that stuff, and I think Vanessa does everything else. So I think it's just a codependency because they've always been there together.
Hmm. I gotta see a little bit more because
Right.
it was kind of disturbing. And I think it was Vanessa who was the one who said, "You're gonna kill me." Like when she brought in the breakfast, when Jackie brought in the breakfast.
Yeah.
Um,
The donuts, specifically.
yeah, and the sausage and the eggs and everything, and like, um, and Jackie's thing is just like, just eat it. And her final words to Jackie in that segment, "You're gonna kill me," and I'm just like, I was shocked, but I wanted to know more. Why is Jackie subconsciously doing that, and why?
It's very interesting. Like
Mm-mm-mm.
if someone says they don't want to eat something, just leave it alone.
Mm-mm.
And
So, uh-huh.
obviously, part of me, I keep wondering if Jackie has picked up the habits her mother's habits. Because remember when Vanessa was younger, her mother would like make food with like anything emotional with Vanessa. It was food, and it looks like excuse me, so sorry. It looks like Jackie's picked up those same habits. Because if you notice, anytime Vanessa's upset or happy, Jackie gives her food, and Jackie's probably giving her the same kind of food her mother gave her, like the sweets and the junk food. I think that's a part of it.
I think it might have started that way,
hmm
but what was displayed at the breakfast, Vanessa wasn't in the mood,
Right. No,
and
no. What I'm
Jackie
saying is,
created the mood.
it's any kind of emotional response, anything emotional, and I that intrigued me last episode when Vanessa said that she's all. It didn't matter if I was happy, sad, upset, any kind of emotional response was met with food. I'm like,
Right,
really?
but remember, Vanessa was just getting up that morning. Jackie came in with all of that food. There was
Right.
nothing to warrant that
She
unless
like I,
she's emitting emotions through the air while she's sleeping.
No, what I'm saying is she's giving food. What Jackie's doing, from my perspective, she's feeding Vanessa the food that she knows she likes because she doesn't believe Vanessa will stick to her diet. So it's a form of sabotage,
Right.
but it's
I
based
just feel
on
like
past.
she's taking it further than the mother did. And I feel like the
Mm,
mother did it out of like trying to pacify,
mhm.
whereas Jackie, it's mean and selfish. Trey, yet mean, selfish, and vindictive. I don't know. There's some sort of malice behind it because she's not even encouraging her to do better.
Right.
She's a sabotage, but it's not all her fault either. Notice she only had a burger, fries, and a soda, but what was ordered was way over the top.
Mhm.
And didn't Vanessa say that Jackie bought like 20 burgers, 20 fries, 20 nuggets, or something like that? There's four of them living in that house. Why are you buying 20?
Right.
And did Jackie eat any of that food? I saw
Oh
she
yeah.
had a donut in her hand and then she put it down. Because that would be real telling for me if she's buying all of that food
Mhm.
and then not consuming it. I don't know. Um, Yanni says she blames her sister, yet she's the one that ordered food for 20 people.
Yeah, because Vanessa did all the orders at the drive-through.
No, remember during this episode, she was talking about Jackie. She said Jackie came home the other day with 20 burgers, 20 this, 20 that.
But we can't blame that on. Okay, I understand though. We can't blame it on all on Jackie because remember when they were ordering at the drive-through. Remember how
Hmm.
much she ordered, and we heard how much she ordered. But then we didn't see Jackie order the 20 burgers, 20 fries, and stuff. So she could be exaggerating for a fact.
She could be, though, but based on what we've seen of Jackie, I don't think so. Jackie
But
has gotten into a really bad habit of just bringing in all the wrong things. And you said that Jackie's in charge of buying the food for the house?
the grocery shopping, right?
Hmm. Okay, so Yanni says, I can see fear is making her do that because if her sister is healthy and skinny, she might leave. Yet eating like this, she'll be dead in 10 years. It's just stupid. It might be less than 10 years.
Dr. Proctor said you might, if you don't change, you got less.
Trey says, what's even sadder is that Vanessa is subconsciously doing the same thing to her own son, who is now larger than her. Yeah, that was sad. That was part of the first segment of the show. We finished up with Megan and Dr. Proctor, and she's basically crying because she knows she messed up. And then they bring in Vanessa and her son Jacob, who's 18. Um, and she is telling Dr. Proctor that she wants to get back on the program and she would like for him to be her doctor. Um, and he weighs her and she comes up at like 427 pounds. No, wait, she was 427 pounds 6 months ago when she had
So
lost weight,
are you
and
talking
now
about?
she's 441 pounds. This is
Are you
Vanessa.
talking Vanessa? Yes.
Hmm. So she's really like put on quite a few pounds because he
14
wanted
pounds.
her to be under 400.
Right. So she basically gained the weight that she initially lost. In a nutshell. 'Cause I think when she met him, she was 446. She got down to 427, and on this episode, she's back at 441.
She says that her mom and her grandfather both died at 51 years old.
Her mom and her dad.
I thought it was her grandfather.
No, it was her mother and her father.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why I was like, whoa, who? Both?
Oh Lord, she says she doesn't have much time left if she thinks like she's gonna die at 51 because she says she's 40.
She's 40. She said she's I'm 40. I want to say she said I'm 42, going to be 43. Mhm.
Okay. Vanessa's way too angry and out of control. She need a lot of therapy before losing weight. Um, Yanni says she doesn't think it's malice. She thinks it's fear. Wow. Vanessa's sister doesn't want her to lose weight. That's so mean. Um, she doesn't have much time left. So after she does her weigh in, um, the doctor tells her, we'd like you to get on our team of doctors, like the therapist, the nutritionist, all of that to help you.
Mhm.
And we welcome you back. So then she talks about Jacob, and she says that he's pre diabetic, and he's only 18 years old, and she sees the cycle, and she's done this to her kid. Um, and so they put him on the scale, and he's 466. Did he say that he knew he was big, but he didn't know he was that big?
No, he said he knew he was a little overweight, but he didn't know he was really overweight.
How did he not know that? He's got height. So,
I think it's because no one's ever pointed it out to him, like in that manner.
but this hit Vanessa straight up underneath all of her bellies, though. It really did. Um, because she says, like, she has to take all of this very seriously now because this is her child.
Mhm.
But I need her to do it for her.
I think she. You remember when she said she put her sister's emotions before her own? It sounds like she. It's based on what we know, what we've seen, what we've heard. It sounds like she will put everyone else before her own self, and she won't put the effort in for herself. She's a person who needs motivation. Basically, is the easiest way I can put it. She's not she's not motivated by herself, if that makes sense. Like just
Mm-hmm.
doing something for her doesn't motivate her, but doing things for other people motivates her. Because I kind of saw that when remember when they were in the park, they
Mm-hmm.
went to the water. I'm not skipping ahead, but when they went to the water park, how motivated she was to be there and to get up those stairs. That's because she said we are stronger as a group. We can do anything. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
anyone can say can hurt our feelings. I'm like, interesting. And now when you bringing this part up, it makes sense because she's motivated by other people. When it's just her, she doesn't feel that motivation. She doesn't feel that drive.
Right, but doesn't that she's been in a group thing before when Megan was heavier and going through the process of losing weight. Wasn't she with Megan back then?
She was with Megan, but with just her and Megan. And what happened is she got demotivated because Megan had her little struggles, but Megan was able to pull herself together. And Megan had the willpower to do it all on her own. Megan had herself as motivation. So when um Megan excelled and Vanessa couldn't match it, it demotivated her because she felt like she didn't have support. Couple that with what she was going through at the time, like she said, she just did not care.
I just because and I'm skipping too. When they get to the therapist, she's said it before, but she said it in this setting with the therapist and Megan there that she was kind of jealous of the progress that Megan had made, despite her Megan's setback. She was still jealous of that. I don't want. I find Vanessa's full of excuses, and
Mhm.
Yanni's kind of swaying me over. I'm thinking now that Vanessa is lying on her sister sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
Mhm.
Um, eh, okay, if she loses 10 pounds and somebody else loses 12 pounds, Is she going to see that as a failure and an excuse to quit?
No, what it is that she sees that someone else was able to do it and just do it, and she can't understand with her why she can't do it. But with Vanessa is the one who needs the therapy the most because from experience, I can say this: until you are mentally there, especially when you have to diet and diet as strictly as they have to diet, it's a mental it's such a mental game because you have to stay so focused on it, especially when your carbs are limited. When you're between 50 and 80 carbs, that puts you into ketosis, which is pretty much the most effective way to lose weight. But then you combine the lack of carbs with the low calories, you have to be mentally prepared because it will weigh on you. You will
Mhm.
struggle a little bit. And I think Vanessa needs the therapy to help her plan out to get her in a space to where she can plan out meals and stick to them. Because in your mind, when you're on that kind of diet, you focus on the things you can't have and you feel like you're being deprived. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. And with if you're only on 1,500 calories a day, you need to start at 1,500 calories a day. You don't start at 12. You should start off at 1,500 calories a day and 80 grams of carbs. Start at your highest um, allotment to
And get
give you
accustomed to that and
yeah to give
then move
right,
in.
and then you if you feel the need to as your weight goes down, eat less, but you want to stay at your threshold, your highest threshold, as long as you can, and you don't change until you hit a plateau. And even then, when you hit the plateau, you want to maybe up your activity a little bit versus decreasing your calories and carbs. And
Mm.
that's a lot. It's a lot of work because you literally have to track everything, especially if your goal is to get weight loss surgery, because you have to do everything to prove to them that you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Oh,
So
wow.
that's why the therapy for her is so important because she has to get mentally prepared to be able to listen to the nutritionist. Because nutrition, we can't forget the nutrition. Nutrition is key because they need to be in a mental space to listen to the nutritionist to
Mm-hmm.
be able to follow the plan. She can do it, but she has to get the therapy. I'm agreeing with you on this one wholeheartedly. The therapy for Vanessa is so key.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for going on a rant. I was just trying to
Yeah.
give a perspective like
Well,
how
you're a
to.
physical fitness guru, so you know all about this.
So Yanni, it's not impossible. Um, it's very hard. If I were in Vanessa, if I were Vanessa's nutritionist, based on the way she's been eating, I would honestly start her at around 2,200 to 2,250. We would start there. I would do with her. I would say 2,200 to keep it around 2,200, 100 carbs, 100 gram of carbs. Then track her progress, and as long as she's losing, we keep her at 2,200 and 100. Now, when she plateaus out and um can't lose anymore, then you start making those adjustments. You start making those adjustments. Um, Yanni said, and this is what, yeah, thanks, Yanni. This is the mentally it's impossible. I'm sure she eats at least 5,000, at least 5,000. So that's why 1,500. Because what's gonna happen is if you're eating 5 grand, I'm gonna give her 7,500. Say you're eating 7,500 calories a day. Going to 1,500 is going to feel like starvation, and you're going to be angry. Then you couple it with the fact that you're only eating 80 grams of carbs per day. You gonna be angry and mad and throwing stuff around the room. You gonna be mad at somebody eating a bagel in front of you. You gonna want to punch them in the face. I've been there, trust me.
Yikes. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah, and it's too extreme. It fails.
So the doctors want her to start at 12 or 1500.
1,500, 12. Okay, the doctor said 1,200 to 1,500,
Mm-hmm.
50 to 80 grams of carbs. The reason they're doing it's an extreme diet to help them get the weight off, so they can actually have the surgery sooner than later. It's kind of like what the Biggest Loser does. Think of it in that realm.
But oh my god, how many people from Biggest Loser actually keep the weight off?
Let's see.
I don't know. Ugh, this was a mess for me. It really was. Um, I loved it when they went to the pool though.
Okay,
Oh wait,
12%.
12%. Wait, 12% what?
12% of the contestants on Biggest Loser keep the weight off.
Oh, sorry. What?
Okay, so hold on, let me back that up.
Wait,
Here's what
it.
it says. It says although on average the participants manage to keep off some 12% of their starting body weight, which makes the show a success relative to most diets, the study indicated that the kind of extreme weight loss talked by the Biggest Loser was unsustainable.
Okay, I thought you meant only 12% of the participants kept their weight off.
Yeah, I misread it.
Okay, because I'm like, that's not good.
Let's see. Average weight after 30 weeks on the Biggest Loser, 199 pounds. Average weight 6 years after final on camera weigh in, 290 pounds. This means that on average, participants regain 70% of the weight they lost,
That's a lot.
although they did keep 30% of it. Yeah.
Okay, Black Lavender is. I'm putting you in the Jackie dumpster because he said I need a half rack of ribs right about now with a salad. Oh, at least you're getting a salad. Okay.
Hmm.
um. Wow. Well, you got to start somewhere.
Right. But I think I know what they're trying to do, and I know why they're doing. So to me, the Biggest Loser and this situation are two different things. The Biggest Loser is the competition, yes, to lose weight, yeah, yeah, yeah. But this is geared specifically to okay, look, we gotta get you to lose this weight because we gotta get you into surgery so we can save your life. So I understand this more than the Biggest Loser.
Okay.
The extremes they're going to because like to think about Vanessa may not have until 51 if she doesn't make these changes quickly. I'm kind of on board with it.
Y'all are making me hungry. Steven getting a burrito. Oh, Lord.
A chicken burrito on a wheat tortilla. There you go.
I
Debbie, stop.
like steak.
Don't look at me. What'd you say?
I like steak burritos.
Oh, steak is the best. Now
And
I've had
I'm not for
some.
the wheat.
You know what? Now I've had some really good chicken burritos, but you have to know where to go. That's the only thing with the chicken burrito. Like when I go to Chipotle or something like that, it's gotta be steak. I just don't like the chicken.
Mm-mm-mm. Or the pork. The pork is, well, at least down here in Florida, the pork is good.
Mm. Here
Um,
you gotta know where to get the pork.
uh,
Yeah, it's very like specific up here. You have to know where to go for
all right.
certain meats.
Mm, my stomach Trey. Oh my God, Trey's stomach just started beatboxing. Yeah, y'all ain't right. JG says, but it's risky to drop that many calories. Has to go with lots of therapy. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like I say, you gotta be mentally prepared because it will. I'm telling you, like when my first go around with losing weight, when I got around to taking in 1,500 calories a day, and I was around um probably around that 70, 50 to 75 carb per day um model. I'll put it this way: I if you even ate bread around me, I really wanted to sock you in the face. Like I really wanted to sock you in the face. Like I was using actually Splenda in my tea with lemon at that point.
Mm,
I
mm.
was it was terrible. I was angry. I was losing the weight, so I kind of at that point didn't care. That was a problem. Yeah, but once you're in it, it's like you're so focused on it, like you notice what you eat, you know what other people are having. And don't let them have a baked potato in front of you.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yanni says, and there's more than just calories. My thyroid
Mhm.
doesn't work. I can eat 1,000 calories a day and gain weight. Wow. So 1,100 calories and gain weight.
Mhm.
Do you think that they have other issues like thyroid? Like I didn't even think about thyroid.
Me neither. They haven't mentioned it, so we don't know.
Florida's not. No, no, it isn't. Sorry. I'm not a big bread person.
See, I'm the opposite. I am. I would rather have bread than sweets.
My mother is a big bread person. I'm not. She could eat
Bread
rice
is
every
hot.
day, not me.
I could eat butter bread and not care.
Oh.
Seriously, pasta, like anything. Yeah, but if you put a cake in front of me, I'll be like, man, like they're like Jamal, do you want this chicken fettuccine or do you want this cake? I'm going with the chicken fettuccine every time. Every time.
All right. So, what did you think about the pool scene? The
It was
production was so shady with the people watching them. Ooh,
they were, but Vanessa hit them stairs. Like I said,
she
she was
did.
motivated. She killed them stairs, and she got to
Up
the
and
top.
down,
Yeah.
up and down. But I felt for her though, because she was too heavy to go down the slide. It had a weight max of 350.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
when
she
she
was
got
like
back down to the table, I would. First of all, she was sitting down real quick, and I was like, "Wait, y'all just explained weight
distribution.
distribution."
Mhm.
And she plopped down, and I was just like, "Oh my god, don't flip that table. Do not add to this woman's humiliation." Um, but yeah, she cried.
I felt bad for her, but I don't know, maybe it was just me. I hope it's not just me, but I was juiced for her hitting them stairs because she beasted up them stairs, and she's like, keep on moving, keep on moving, don't fail me now. And I'm like,
Hmm.
you are motivated. That's what kind of clicked in my head. Like, well, you're motivated because you're with your girls and you feel confident, like you can actually do it.
It's not that I don't like bread. It's just not. But I will say, when I used to go to Cheesecake Factory, when in their bread basket, I would always ask for two of the pumpernickel because I did like their pumpernickel. I love pumpernickel, especially when it's fresh. Um,
Are you a sweet person or are you a sweet or savory person by nature?
Savory. Yeah,
But
savory.
bread is not just your thing.
No. Savory more as in like spices.
Oh, okay.
Like you can't tell me here's the salt and pepper and that's the spice in my stuff. Like my spice cabinet is chock full of everything. You
Oh,
know, from herbs de Provence to za'atar to sumac. Like I
so
got like that to me is savory. I like spices. I like colors. To say that I'm gonna dig into the bread basket, I'll pass it to the next person.
that's interesting. But I can see you in a restaurant. They're like, okay, can I get? They're like, oh, just some salt and pepper, and you're like, what other options? I can see you being like, what other options do you have?
Yeah, like honestly, if I have to put salt and pepper on my food after it comes out from the chef has failed me.
Mm,
And if I have to send it back because it's too salty, he has failed me. And I don't want nothing else coming out of that kitchen. Because it's got to be last resort if I have to send something back. And the last thing that I sent back was in Grand Cayman. I ordered scallops and they had so much salt on them. I got
oh,
an instant headache
but
and
see,
I had to send it back.
what's too. You can't fix too much salt. That's the problem.
Yeah. And they were
You
like,
can't
"Do you
fix
want a
it.
different meal?" And I was like, "No. I need two Panadols or something." You know, to each his own. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Come through Global Palette. Listen, Amazon and this panty has been the worst thing ever because I start googling stuff. I'm gonna try to do some what is it, roll off rice, Nigerian roll off rice this weekend.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try that. I don't know. I'm vacillating between the Ghanaian and the Nigerian, and I think I'm leaning towards the Nigerian recipes. But yeah, how can you ruin scallops? By lathering them in salt.
Yeah, you can't fix over salting. I've had that at the restaurant. I'm like, no.
You know, I don't mind a little salt. Can Jollof? That's it. Thank you, Ryan. That's what I'm gonna try making. Um, I found a recipe. I said I'm gonna try it. So yeah, I was cheering Vanessa on, and then I was feeling for Vanessa when she got turned away, and then I was cheering her on when she came back down the stairs. But I don't think she failed at all. I think she succeeded because she took those stairs up and down like a champ. Let's see. Um, we see the ladies going down the slide, and I loved it when Ashley said, I should have changed my hair. I knew I was coming to the pool. I loved it. Um, uh, 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 Okay, so next we see Megan and Vanessa meeting with the nutritionist, and she basically sends them on a task going into the grocery store and buy things to make Sunday dinner or Sunday lunch. And they are striving to stay at what, 50 to 60 carbs,
50 to 80.
50 to 80 carbs, and the 1200 to 1500 calories. So
Hmm.
they have to buy groceries with a Sunday meal in mind within these parameters. So it's a test for them. And when they come back out, um, they kind of fail. She has to teach them how to read the ingredients and then the charts at the back of all of the boxes. And just because it says that it has a picture of a vegetable on it doesn't mean that it's good for you. They did go in there and pick up a lot of carbs though.
Hmm.
That discussion regarding the tater salad, I
Right.
got hungry. I watched this last night after 11 o'clock. Oh my god, it did me in. That one scene, I had to get up and go and get like some slices of salami. Yes, I keep sliced salami in my fridge. But yeah, that whole conversation with the tater salad did me in. So hopefully they've learned from that. Hopefully they'll start making changes in how they buy the food.
Hmm.
Maybe Jackie should have been there since she does the shopping at Vanessa's house. But anyway, next we see the scene with Vanessa getting up. She says that she looks forward to the day where she doesn't pee herself or have to powder herself every morning. I am like I heard her reference the potty chair, but I didn't realize all that went into her day-to-day existence.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Wow.
I think the good thing is that she's still mobile.
Yeah, I guess I just take for granted I just hop in the shower. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Or I just go to the toilet. I f- I don't want to feel bad for her, but I empathize for her because it's just like there's so much more stress to her life, and I complain about my life. Oh wow. But she is still moving, like you said, and that is wonderful. And hopefully, she can get her life turned around and hopefully get her kids' life back on track. Because I know she's focused on Jacob right now, but the other younger son, he's getting breasticles too. So try to get him turned around as well. Um, oh my God, who need planting? Oh, y'all making me want to go to Pollo Tropical now. Damn. And I ain't even got no time for that. Stop making me hungry, y'all. All right. So, this is where Jackie brings in the breakfast and where Vanessa has to say, she begs her to stop bringing all of this junk food into the house. Um, you know, it's not healthy and she says that it's killing her. So, hopefully, I didn't see nobody stop eating.
Nope. Not near a person.
But they need to get that sorted out. Megan comes into the kitchen and starts asking for the potato salad. That's for the kids. Um, Megan's having some sort of craving crisis, and she calls up Vanessa. And I thought Vanessa was such a support for her. At least, like I think with this scene on the telephone, I thought it made me feel like Vanessa's all in this time.
Mhm.
I know that could change,
Right.
but it just felt like she was really supportive of me. And Megan begs her to come with her to the therapist just as a support for her, even if she doesn't talk to the therapist. Hey, Gwen. Hey, Barbie. Um, wait, what? So, who's the I am a female who writes under my medical attendant's name. Oh, I thought I was just being a dingy. Okay, Stephen. Gotcha. And all right, sorry y'all. I got distracted. Da, 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 da. Okay. Vanessa doesn't trust the therapist and she has had things that she's told to them previously used against her. So she doesn't like therapists, but she decides ultimately to go with Megan to be a support for her at the therapist's office. And I think Megan is doing this. Yes, she needs the support, but she's hoping that Vanessa will open up and see that the therapist isn't that bad.
Mhm.
This part is critical for Vanessa because she's had a hard life. And I really feel like she needs the therapy more than anybody else in this group of friends. Da, 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 da. They get to the therapist, Dr. Connie Stapleton. She's a bariatric therapist, I think.
Mhm.
Anyway, we learn more about Megan. She was like 500 pounds. She was married. Well, she was married at 19, mentally abused by not only her husband, but the whole family. And that's when her weight issues really took off. And she gained 300 pounds in her 9-year marriage. So she got up to 500 pounds. Megan struggles to see all of the advances that she's made, the progress that she's made. Um, Megan says like they were doing that exercise where if you see yourself in the mirror, what do you see? And she says
Mhm.
she sees disgust. Good Lord, girl. They need to work on her. They really do. That first husband did a number on her, and I'm wondering um, what this current um, fiance, boyfriend, or whatever is doing to help her because we don't never see him. Does he have warrants? What's going on here? Why don't we see him?
Which person?
Megan,
Megan. Who? Megan's what? Just so I know where you're at.
her fiance boyfriend.
We saw him last episode in the bed.
But like, why isn't he helping her with all this?
Honestly, I think he may like her the way she is. That happens.
Mm,
Because what happens sometimes men will get with women who they like a bigger woman, and then if they try to lose too much weight, they sabotage them. So
mm.
like he won't stop her, but he won't exactly motivate her either.
Vanessa's sitting in this appointment and she says she loves that the doctor is helping Megan, but she's scared of what the doctor will find with her. Why is she scared?
You talk to the therapist, right? I think she just doesn't
Mm-hmm.
want. I think she's scared to unpack certain things about her life. That's all. Because Vanessa's very emotional, and she doesn't handle her emotions too well. So I understand her fear. I really do.
Um, the doctor then asks Vanessa how her journey is going, and Vanessa, this is where she admits that she's a little envious of Megan's achievements. She shares that she lives with her sister and how the sister brings food, junk food into the house. Um, Vanessa is scared. To me, Vanessa seems to be scared to live alone. And
Mhm.
she says that she puts her sister before herself, and the doctor tells her that she needs to put herself first in this particular process. Vanessa isn't sure about moving out because she doesn't want to turn her life upside down at this point. And then my thing cut off. So I don't know if there's anything else left after that.
I don't. You know what it is? I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Um. How can I put this? I don't think Vanessa thinks she can live on her own due to her size.
Mm.
I think she's afraid to live by herself in case something happens.
But
And I
she
get
has her
that.
children.
Right, but they're not in the best of health either. Well,
But if Jacob is doing the journey with her, he's mobile. Like, I don't
he
get it.
but he didn't stop eating either. Just
Hmm. This is an interesting series. I'm getting into it. I'm getting into it. Um, I feel bad for Vanessa. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to fall. Like she's going
hmm
to screw this up like the last time. It doesn't matter how much support she has. She's
hmm
still gonna screw it up.
She's gonna sabotage herself some way, or she'll make excuses. Excuses are her biggest issue at this point, and from what I've seen from her.
Oh, so Yanni says, I think because they struggled as children, the way too codependent, they're way too codependent to stray away from one another. The way she reacted, even imagining, was a child fear. Hmm.
hmm
Interesting. Hey, Susan.
Because
Um,
remember, she was homeless for a little bit when she was a kid, and then she was homeless, living in the car when she first had Jacob. So she's been through a lot.
mm.
So I can see the dependency on each other.
It's an interesting dynamic. I still want to learn more about Ashley. We're getting her in drips and drabs.
Hmm.
And Tina, at this point, not that interested.
Well, yeah, we haven't heard much about her yet. We just know that Megan lives with her
Hmm. Well,
right
we'll see.
now. Right now, Tina's a friend of the show, and Megan's landlord, who doesn't collect rent.
Oh my God. Well, we'll see. We'll see. This is interesting. Um, is OC coming on tonight? Yes.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, we'll be here tomorrow to review OC. There was no 90-day this week, so we'll see you at 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific for the our discussion on the Real Housewives of Orange County. This was a cool episode.
This was
Jamal.
very good. This was a very good episode.
Mm-hmm. She's, I guess she's a new. What are y'all going on in this chat about? Oh Lord. Okay, so guys, join us tomorrow. If you haven't already, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up and subscribe, just because we asked you to. Jamal, any final thoughts?
Oh, but this episode, this show's getting more and more interesting to me. I'm liking the dynamics. I'm liking, like I just feel they're handling this in the right way. If that makes sense, like they've packaged the nutritionist and the therapist, and they really haven't given them the option to do either one. It's more like you have to do this.
Yeah.
I like this way of doing it.
I like the fact that they're friends for like forever.
Yeah,
And they're trying to support each other. And I'm hoping that Vanessa stays on this track. I like how she's so supportive of Megan and of everybody in the group. I just need her to get on track with her diet. Make
and I
some sort of effort. That's all I want.
mhm. And I point this out again. You saw how supportive of Megan she was, right? Like how she was like really there.
Hmm.
She needs that for herself.
She does. She does. Because I don't want to see any more temper tantrums like what she did at the park last week.
Exactly.
Hmm. All right. So, all right. So until next time.
Of course.
All righty. Bye.